You know the incident that happened when I told y'all, white lady said hi to me and I had a mask on. Like I thought I would never see the day that a white person would not be scared of a black guy with dreads and tattoos and a mask on, and it's because of this pandemic that all of this is happening. That goes to show you, there's always some light in the darkness, and it's always some great things happening if you pay attention. But it also made me think, you feel me? It made me think about fear, how fear is such a lie, how fear, don't even exist. How people took a feeling and make it something that they tell you you shouldn't experience. You feel me? And I feel like it started with the force, with the energy, with the energy that created everything, like it's something so strong and powerful, and us being spirit that's coming into this to have this human experience, and we forget who we are and that we came from, and that we're part of the force, and we looking at the force and everything around us and everything that's being built, and then we don't really understand it, so we start tearing it down and breaking it down. And I think that's how Satan and God came about. I think God only came about because we didn't understand everything on who we are. We didn't understand the force, we didn't understand the universe. We trying to understand, so we we started stripping things. We broke it down in half just because we don't understand. We'll be the light part, the good part, this is God, and the dark part and the so-called the bad part is Satan, just because we don't understand it, we try to make it physical. We try to put a face to it so we can be more comfortable, because they say, people fear what they don't understand, so you're not understanding it. It makes you uncomfortable because you want to know. Not knowing is kind of a bad thing to some people. I actually think that's how, God and Satan came about, it's a human thing, we trying to put a face to God. And because I believe that, a lot of people going to look at me like I'm crazy. I believe that God and Satan are the same people. It's the same thing, it's one force, but they done broke it down and caused some separation and be oh, this part of God is the bad part, this part of God is the good God part, and I'm just using the word God because that's what people call it, but we're gonna name the good part God and the bad part as Lucifer and Satan, and then you're not supposed to deal with Satan, that part, and you're supposed to deal with God, which is this part, just because people want to try to understand things, so they put names on things and actually mess up everything, and that started, and then they start stripping it down more and more and start adding names and confusing everything, when in all actuality, the way I see it, everything is everything. God is everything. God is light. And that's I'm just using the name because that's what people name, the force, they put words to make it physical, but I don't think it has a name to me. It's just a force, it's just what it is, you feel me? It is what it is. If I had to call God something, I would call it is what it is. And if I had to really break it down and give it one name, I would call it I would call God I, because what is I? I is you, I is me, I is everything. I is good, I is bad. That's what I would call God. I would call God I. God is light, God is dark. You feel me? God is the force that created everything. God is energy. It's just I forgot who said it, but it's a battery. A battery has a plus and a minus. The battery can't work without the plus, and the battery can't work without the minus. And that's what God is. And that's why I think it's people say it's chaos going on in this world. I believe that's how it's supposed to work. You're not going to have the good without the bad. You wouldn't know what light is without darkness. You wouldn't know what darkness is without light. This brings me to another thing. Like, a lot of people are talking about a lot of things that's going on in the world right now, as far as like a lot of the veil has dropped. You know, it's the age of Aquarius. A lot of things are coming to the light, like the truth. You feel me? As far as pedophilia, is Satanism, and all the stuff that, you know, us humans created and done brought ourselves down to, because we was trying to figure out who we are. Like, if I say it's because that's really how it's supposed to be. It's kind of like a pendulum, right? When it swings, if it goes this high, when it goes back the other way, it's gonna go that high. So there's like a consciousness coming out right now. A lot of people are evolving and seeing things for what it is. So if it's like a pendulum, right, as above, so below, like the more something gets awakened, the more light that is being shown. It's also gonna be the same thing for darkness. Like, the higher we go, the more we see, the more conscious we become, the darker things it's gonna be, the weirdest shit that motherfuckers is gonna be doing. Like, you feel me? So, like, I don't knock nothing. Like, you feel me? Like I said, it is what it is. And God is I, and I am God, and it is what it is. You feel me? And I believe, like, you know, that, like, light is stronger, you know, than darkness, because, you know, darkness can't really be shown in the light, but the light can be shown in the darkness. And that's why I say love always wins. It's the law. LAW, it is what it is. And peace is a weapon. Kill them with peace. And don't mind my accent. I'm Haitian. Love me for who I am, because I love you. Subscribe.